We had a real switcheroo in roles at the after party with Ben and I because Ben wasn't drinking like a bitch.
Wow.
And I was drinking like things aren't going so well. And, and
I don't want to be pulled up.
GMat.
Is there anything for dessert or something? Oh, Mario! Oh my God!
Woo.
Hometown Spider-Man.
Yay. I need help with doing a push-up.
This is still going?
Yep.
Is this podcast going to go after the one that we just did?
Yeah. Would you rather... Is that what you're going to ask?
No, I was going to tell him exactly what happened at the end of that podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Ben, Matt and I have gotten closer. Okay, and I just, without context, I'd like you to try and guess what could have happened on that podcast.
For the audio listeners, just know that we filmed that one this morning. So
Yeah.
Ben hasn't had a chance at all
To listen.
to cheat this.
Did you guys kiss on the lips?
No, we've already done that.
We're well
Yeah,
past
that's fair
that.
enough.
Think about it. It's so intense. It's so more. It's so much more intense than what I thought my morning was going to entail.
I don't know. There's a lot to...
What's first things coming to your head?
I'm guessing dick stuff, but you filmed it, so...
Okay.
Pretty good.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So you really hit
So
the nail
what
on
type
the...
of- What type of
all
dick
right,
stuff?
you two are no longer allowed to podcast without being supervised by me. All right.
We were talking about penises. I said, do you think dads and sons have the same dick?
I totally forgot how we got onto it. I'm
And he
surprised you
said
remember.
yes, because I've seen my dad's dick and he's got a big bell end like me. And I said, oh, really? And I was trying to picture what that would look like. And he said, is yours? And I was like, I don't think my bell end is so humongous. And then he said, I could show you a picture. And then I was like, well, so long as you're not hard in the picture. And he's like, well, I kind of have to be. And then
have to be. It's
he
the
had
law.
he
The
he
camera doesn't
found the
work.
picture and he was like, I can't show you this picture. And I was like, okay, if you don't feel, that's fine. And he's like, I can't show you this picture. And then he didn't. And then at the end of the podcast, he said, I'm just going to need you to say something extraordinarily funny so we can end this. And I said, there's no way I can. And he said, I've got a good idea. And he got his phone and he scrolled all the way up to the fucking cockpit and I was like,
To the top of the roll.
there you go. And boy, oh boy, I have seen his whole penis and testicles now.
Why
And
did you
in
say
a
you couldn't
state
show him?
of engorgement? Because it's so full on,
It
Ben.
was.
Smooth transition.
The man's never heard of a lamp in his life. it's like
your
a
flashes,
dark
it's like a
room,
crime scene
and
photo.
he's like, yeah, exactly. I was like, I can see every single section of you in this, and
One of
it's
those
so
Polaroids you
medically,
find in
yeah,
like a true crime thing.
It's so medically
This is his last
white.
victim.
Everything is so stark. Anyway, so
What is
that's
it with you and bad lighting? You're so obsessed with it.
that's what I said. That's what I said.
Smooth
Sorry,
transition.
boys.
What have you been up to today?
Not much.
Why'd you say it like that?
I was just thinking
Who is
of
she?
the dick pic.
Smooth transition.
Is that an intro?
No.
We didn't do the intro last time.
I didn't do the
either.
intro for me and Ben either. Because in the first time, we're like, are we going to keep doing it the same way?
Yeah, I
again?
don't. I
So
kind
just-
of like without an intro.
I just figured just talk. Because there is already an intro. There's the
Tequila.
the animated intro. And I just keep
Oh, yeah,
like,
that's right.
I just keep adding intros on intros on intros.
Yeah, I am a big fan of just getting the ball rolling.
Yeah. I like rolling balls.
Yeah.
What what is the thing that makes you feel the stupidest when you talk about it? I was thinking about that before when we were playing Final Fantasy. We said something about some topic. What's something that like conversation comes up and you're like, I feel, because I wondered if there's anything.
Like you feel
for
like nerd, or you feel stupid.
No,
like you
I
don't know what
feel
you're talking
out of
about?
my depth. I feel like a moron.
Oh, what were we talking about?
I can't remember.
Okay.
No, but I was thinking about more with Ben. I was like, is there a thing?
Pretty bad at maths,
Somebody
but
talk-
it doesn't really come up that people
No.
are talking maths.
Because there's things like politics, music, film, all this sort of stuff. I don't think you really struggle with. But is there any topics where you're like, oh, we're gonna feel like that?
Politics, music, and film with the big three. The
I don't know. I feel like
Well,
that's
you
stuff
can
that
talk
people-
about. I've
that's
heard
stuff
you
that people
talk about all three of those things.
no, but those are the things you go to.
I think
I reckon most of my conversations would be about.
politics, music, or film.
Yeah, probably
Political film.
Political musical films.
There you
the Ides of March.
There's not much music in that though.
There isn't.
No.
It's a lot of political film,
And that was
though.
my big problem with it.
Really.
You know, yeah, they need some Born in the USA through the whole background of the film.
Ba, 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 ba. Da, 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 da. That's
I
it.
don't know, there are things, but I don't know whether they're like broad Trivial Pursuit topics like that.
Yeah, yeah. You never like. Mine's politics. I think I get pretty out of in depth when
Really?
people talk about politics.
Yeah.
I go, I don't want to engage in this conversation because I know I'm going to say something wrong.
Oh, mate, they're all fucking scumbags.
Yeah, that's
You
pretty
know,
good. That's a pretty safe one.
Yes,
Either side, everyone's evil.
Yeah. You don't take it from the left or the right. Either way, you're getting done. I don't know. I don't trust any of them. That's how fast I can throw them.
I'm a centralist. When you put it down to it, I'm a centralist.
I just think that we should do the best for everyone all the time.
You know,
And this is the thing: is those fucking fat cats up in Canberra. They don't care. They're not doing that. They're always lying in their pockets.
they care about the average Joe, like you and me.
Aussie battlers,
Aussie battlers.
no matter
That's
where
us.
they come from.
I feel like I've heard my parents say Aussie battlers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's with a twang to it, isn't it? It's like
Aussie battlers.
Aussie battlers.
Yeah, not just a battler.
Yeah.
They've got to be Aussie.
My mum said something that was like when she was talking. Who's the
The Prime Minister,
No, Wong,
Penny Wong,
Penny Wong.
the Foreign Secretary.
My mum really likes.
Is that what she's called?
P-dubs.
She's the Foreign
Sec.
Minister. The Foreign Minister.
Foreign minister.
It was
I
something.
think we have a foreign secretary.
I think that's Britain.
It was something my mum said about her, and she was like, I think it's good because she is Asian, and that would make, for her to be in charge of foreign. It's like that, like,
Nice.
it's not totally racist. It's like nice racism. Like she also, I shouldn't say all the stuff about my mum, but she also loves an Indian doctor. She's like, I think every doctor
Does
should
Rob
be.
know about this?
That's what they do on date night. He dresses up. So fantasy. Yeah,
Oh, boy.
It's like it's friend. It's like diet racism.
It's those things where like it's not racist, but it has like some old school language in it where you have to really run the numbers and go, all right, hang on, am I supposed to be offended by this? It's
definitely
like, you know
not.
what? I
She's
think it's
like-
great. I think we need more of them. Like,
Yeah.
hang on, them? Wait.
wait.
How am I supposed to feel about this? It hits my ears wrong, but it is kind of the
So
right
every
thing to
every single
say.
Indian doctor I've had is phenomenal, and I'm like, I guess.
It's just because
Yeah.
that's an unnecessary piece of
Qualifier.
information.
Yeah, well, but it's not because she's like, oh, white doctors, yuck. Indian doctors.
But if you come
one
back,
of these,
that's
you know?
like the classic story of the cab driver. Cab driver, Indian.
Yeah,
It's
but
like we don't
I
need
think-
to know that.
I think that was more. That wasn't as.
that wasn't as nice.
That was more like, yeah. There was no niceness to that.
Yeah.
Although there wasn't any.
It wasn't any meanness. That's what I'm saying.
saying.
That's what I'm saying. It's just an extra piece of information I didn't need to know.
It's that or like they're just not getting the names right because they're just bogans.
Hmm.
They've just not been exposed to it. Country town or whatever. It was like Gallpreet, the Dr. Gallpreet. It's like it's not how.
It's not Gold
He's
Preet.
great. I love him. I don't think he'll ever go to another doctor as long as he's around.
It's phenomenal.
Dr. Gallpreet.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's okay. Well, I'm glad you
You're
like
trying-
him, but
you're trying.
put a little bit more effort into it.
Although I don't know.
Do you have any nice racism?
No, I don't think.
Because I feel like every time I go to a mechanic, if my mechanic's Asian, I'm like,
What
the
do you
other
mean?
thing is, though,
I don't know.
if
I've
you
just
say-
every Asian mechanic I've ever been to has been phenomenal
Oh.
and doesn't rip me off and is honest. And also, the workshop's always really goddamn clean.
Oh,
Generalization, maybe,
yes.
but a positive one, I would say.
and
Yeah.
therefore it's totally fine.
Therefore, it's not racist.
No.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Till the goalposts move, and then we're all in trouble permanently.
Hello.
No. I'm not saying no. I do think that. I love my mechanic. Until you said that one,
Does Rob
that's not
know?
important.
I think I sound most stupid talking about mechanics or building
Yeah, that's a tough one.
or directions because I'm really bad sense of direction.
I love a Greek builder.
Do you?
No.
And he had to question it. It's like, that's. I don't think.
I don't think you should.
No, I don't know. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I can't talk about building. I can't do that.
Pronouncing the name though, like if it's Dr. Gallpreet, like I don't know, let's put a bit more effort in. But then if they were like, oh my god,
And then they
the
put
other
the
night
accent
we
on.
had the bit of me and your mum sat down, had a bit of ravioli.
Yeah, I
Fucking,
hate
what are
that
you
too.
doing?
I hate that too.
So you got to split the difference. I don't know where the line is of
My
how much
mum
effort
says
do you
that.
put into saying it as they would say it,
Yeah.
wherever it
Well, that's
originates
so
from.
interesting because
Well, you gotta
last
say
night
Melbourne.
we had
Yeah,
we
that was
had
such
a
a
fucking
weird-
annoying conversation with somebody last night who said that Americans should not say Melbourne.
Melbourne.
They should say
They should
Melbourne.
say Melbourne because we always correct them, be like, it's not Melbourne, it's Melbourne. And the argument, which is right, is that they're saying it in their accent how it is actually spelled and pronounced. Like, we're being lazy about it, so they should say it the correct way, their way. In the same way you wouldn't go to, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm taking a trip to the US. I'm going to go to New York, and then I'm going to head over to Las Vegas. And
I just don't agree.
I think you say it in your accent. I do. I find it charming when people who've been to the US, have been to Australia, a bunch of people from the US, are like, who say Melbourne and they give it a go. I'm like, okay, that's cute and that's fun.
There's a Canadian city that everybody says wrong.
Quebec?
No.
Vancouver.
Montreal. You gotta say Montreal, not Montreal. I would
say
say
Montreal.
Montreal, but it's Montreal.
Is it Montreal?
Yeah, you gotta say Montreal. And the Canadians correct you. And I think that that's fair because that's how you say the city's name.
I'll get on the plane and go home at that point.
I'm not coming in and dropping into, because they're not dropping into an Australian accent.
I also don't like it when people say Barcelona.
The example bothers me so much.
Just say Barcelona, you fuckface.
Ibiza.
Ibiza. But the example last
Budapest.
night,
But isn't Ibiza right?
Ibiza is right, and so is Barcelona.
Yeah, but
And
somehow
so is
Barcelona.
Mate, you're so wrong if you say that like that. Not the way you're supposed to say it.
It just bothers me.
Nice race. That's fine.
The American isn't dropping into an Australian accent to say Melbourne.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Well, they're taking away letters.
Yeah, but they're not. But us going over and saying New York is different to them coming over and they're not saying, I just flew into Melbourne. They're coming and they're still saying Melbourne. Do you know what I mean? Like they're saying it in their own accent. They don't switch into an Australian accent to
the way
say
that
it.
but that is the Australian accent. They're intentionally changing the way they say it to match the Australian accent. It's. I'm 95% sure it's exactly the same thing.
Kiwis still say Melbourne the same as Melbourne says.
Because they have our accent, basically. They're not going to. They're saying.
It drives me insane. I reckon say it however the fuck you want. It's so annoying.
Really, say it however you want. Yeah.
To bring it up at a party, it really must bother you. And it was brought up at a party.
Keep in mind, we're all drunk. No, well, we
I
didn't
wasn't.
know. Weren't. Maybe that's why we were engaging so
Me
terribly.
either, because I wasn't invited to the party.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been.
Actually, I
didn't
think
know
you
the people.
were invited to that party.
Well,
Yeah.
oh, why didn't I go?
You're in Melbourne?
The date got changed?
I'll check the guest list, and if you're on there, I'll scratch out.
Yeah.
I don't think I was.
Okay. You know the person.
I know a lot of people.
That's true. You're
You're
so
a pretty hip
popular.
and happening guy.
Wide social butterfly.
A real
Yeah.
a jet setter.
a mover and shaker.
Where were you last night? What were you doing?
Last night?
Yeah.
I was asleep probably. What time?
From 6
PM.
Yeah.
Well, it was from 3, but we didn't get there till 5:45.
Party boys showing up fashionably late.
Very
I don't-
fashionably
I
late.
don't remember being invited to any of this business, so
Well-
I probably didn't.
All right.
I was just at home, sitting on my own, waiting for an invite to a party.
Or to play a game that we never played.
Outlast
Sitting there.
trial. Have you done the tutorial, the opening? Well, you've got to because we're not sitting around for 2 hours.
because we're not sitting around for
You've
2
got a
hours.
week.
You've got a week.
We're not sitting around
You're
for
not
2
sitting
hours.
around for 2
You've got a week.
I
You've
hate
got a
you
week.
so much.
I hate you so much.
I'm racist.
I got a tiny little penis.
You just said that. I don't even.
Damn it!
Somebody clip that.
That's the name of the episode. I am racist.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben, you're all up in my cable.
Oh, Ben.
I hate it when you're all up in my cable.
Yeah. And the cable management's so excellent.
Yeah, I know.
So how
It's-
could you
wouldn't
possibly
even
do
think I
that?
could get tangled in this.
Well, I didn't think we'd be adding any more. Than we
Yeah,
did.
I thought I wasn't going to be here.
And here he is.
And here you are.
And here I am.
Yeah.
I had a whole interesting bit planned about how you would have gone, and I would have come and sat down.
Oh.
And I'd be
Do the bit anyway.
Well, it
Yeah.
doesn't work because it was going to be a whole bit about like this is an interesting. And I like this new format where Aidan and I don't see each other as we both refuse to speak to each other on our riders. Blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. And it would be a fun gag of like those two podcasts will be back to back, but we would be separate.
I'm not looking at Ben.
You know,
podcast.
really seeing how the sausage gets fumbled.
The one time you prepared something and it doesn't work.
Sorry, man.
Shame, shame.
I prefer this anyway.
For shame.
Takes
I
a
know
lot of the
your
pressure
name.
off me having to stretch that bit for 45 minutes.
So nice racism. No. Well, let's talk about something else.
No. So, yeah. Okay.
You don't want to tell me? Nice racism.
God, it's like we never lost that thing we never had.
Did you have an answer for nice racism?
No, I had an
Nah.
answer for the original question.
What was the question?
What do you feel like you're an
Why
idiot
do you always
talking
like your
about?
photos?
Oh, yes. Building and
Yeah, building
such.
and like manly
How
things.
did we get off that onto Melbourne?
Because I brought up Melbourne.
That checks out. You know
Yeah.
what? That checks out.
Fucking. Do you know what?
Yeah,
guys?
buildings are good.
If you're listening to this, just give up. All right? Give up.
I think
Just
if
let
they've
us
made
know.
it this far, there's literally nothing we can do to them to make them turn off.
Let us know. You know what I mean? Just put us out of our misery.
Cars, I'm pretty rough with.
If somebody
movie.
said to me,
You don't know the different plots from Cars 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I know. Don't you worry.
You know, number 1.
Yeah. And 2.
And 2.
Yeah.
You said you get uncomfortable talking about Cars. So it's Cars 3 where you really drop off and you feel like it's an
Pretty
embarrassment
much,
that you can't.
You've
put together
misunderstood
full
the
trilogy.
concept of Cars with
Oh,
Cars,
has
the
he-
Disney movies.
I didn't pick up on it.
That's
Please
what's happened.
explain
here.
it to him.
You are thinking when he says he feels uncomfortable talking about Cars
Lightning
that
McQueen.
he thinks you're doing.
Maiden.
Yeah, you think he's talking about the Pixar
Films.
films Cars.
No.
No,
Pixar.
he's talking about the
I feel stupid talking about
unbelievable,
Cars as
just the concept of the automobile.
Vehicular transportation.
Yeah,
And how Pixar could get away with personifying
nothing to
them
do with Pixar actually.
No, nothing.
Well,
Zero.
okay,
Nothing to
we've
do with
established
Pixar.
it's not Disney. It's not DreamWorks.
It's Pixar.
It's Pixar.
Okay, so it's Pixar. So there we
The
go.
film Cars. But
Yes.
wipe that out of your brain because I'm just talking about
Just a car.
the vehicles that we drive around.
How'd you get here
Like
today?
IRL.
Queen, Mater.
How did you get here today?
The Hudson one, huh?
How'd you get here today?
Just came from work.
How?
Fucking what? The elapsed time over distance travel
Equals
here.
speed. How?
Exactly. Physics.
Speed equals distance over time. Isn't that crazy?
Speed equals
How do you
distance.
reckon somebody comes
Isn't that
up with a
velocity?
maths formula?
I reckon they're
No, that's
lying
speed.
the
Speed
whole
is
time.
like
'cause
wobbly shit on the board. Like you put whatever symbols you can see in a calculator that aren't numbers or letters.
But-
put them on the board.
Please stop taking the mic away from your mouth.
Okay.
You're like, oh, the crazy thing about. Couldn't you know?
I got to tell you,
You need the thing here that I can put it
So-
as a break.
Ben, are you bad at maths? Like bad at addition and subtraction?
Those the two fundamental building blocks of
What about
mathematics.
division and multiplication?
Division and multiplication is where we start to get a little bit
Okay,
dicey.
that's fine. Are you all right with formulas? Like, were you good? Are you decent at algebra?
Bitch.
No,
Okay,
I mean the basic concept of it,
Yeah.
I get, but then it starts to get
it's kind of
Nice.
yeah. Okay, fair
yeah.
enough. All right, you're good at maths. I know that, Matt.
I don't want to brag, guys, but I'm pretty good at maths. 2 plus 2 is 4. Think about it.
Okay,
8
7
plus
sevens.
8, 16. What's did you say? 14.
7 sevens.
7 times 7, that's a number. 42 maybe?
49.
49. It's 49. Easy peasy, you know? I got to build my way up to it.
What does E equal then?
It's MC squared. Give me another one.
Yeah, that's
Give
not
me
bad. That's
another
not bad.
What's Pythagoras' theorem?
It's you know, it's that.
A squared plus b squared equals c squared.
I thought it was pi, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Pythagoras' theorem to find the distance
I
of the
don't need to
hypotenuse.
explain it to me. I know. I've
find the
done years of.
hypotenuse
I know.
on a
Hypotenuse. I'm all over it. You know,
on a
human
right
stress.
angle triangle.
A right angle triangle.
How many degrees is the inside of a triangle add up to?
How many degrees is it inside? Exactly.
What's a really good darts score?
Hey,
What's a really good score in darts?
I'll tell you what. 180.
Well done. What about the interior of a square?
180.
No, 360.
360. Listen, so what
What about a circle?
It's like this.
What about a circle? How many? What is the degrees of angles in a circle equal?
Where was the Battle of 1812 fought?
Is it 0 or 360?
That's a great question.
What'd you say?
When was the Battle of 1812 fought?
Somewhere else after 1810.
No,
It's a good start.
He picked up on it.
I think so.
What year was the Battle of Hastings?
Is it? So fucking.
What were the things in the movies?
History's
Grandma
another
called?
one. I feel I have nothing with history.
Really?
Nothing.
Oh,
You're a
I'm
genius.
pretty strong with history.
Yeah. When was the Battle of 1812 fought?
1812.
Yeah.
Battle of Hastings, 1066.
Repeat gags.
1066, the Battle of Hastings.
Oh, good job.
How many Boers died in the Boer War?
None. Joke. Trick question. Wrong spelling.
Cold War.
It was hot most of the
How?
time.
What was the temperature of the Cold War?
On average, it was 25 degrees.
Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Fahrenheit.
Serenus.
They're all dead.
Serenus.
Serenus.
Saranum.
Kelvin.
Calvin.
How many missiles starved to death in the Cuban Missile Crisis?
64.
That's true. 64. And that's
stuff.
where they get the name for the Nintendo.
The Nintendo
64.
What are we talking about? Ben, if you had to eat a pair of pants,
Oh, I
No,
just
no, no, I don't wanna-
absolutely abhor that question.
I don't want to get it. Let me
We
see.
got
Let me see what's
just
in mine.
just as cliff notes. Yesterday, somebody asked us, "Would you like to eat a ball of butter every day for the rest of your life, like an ice cream scoop worth of butter, or would you would have to eat a pair of pants in 48 hours? The pair of pants has to fit you." And then we were like, Like clearly it's the butter, and they like really wanted us to take the pants, and we were getting so unbelievably angry at these people.
They really wanted you to take the pants. Look, here's the problem. I've bought 48 pairs of pants
Yeah.
that I can't fit into, and they need to be eaten. I don't have any butter. I need you to pick the pants.
It was like every time we said something, they'd move the goalposts. Like, fine, I'll take the butter. You're just giving me free butter every day. I'll put
It's
it
home
right?
brand.
No, it's no. You can't eat it with anything else.
You have
okay,
to eat it by
you
itself.
have to eat it by itself. All right. Okay, I'll take the
By the way,
pants.
zero goal moving with the pants. And we were like, oh, we'll just grind it up into a dust and put it in a milk. No,
No,
can't do
you
that.
can't do that.
Why?
I said
You can't.
I said I will
Go
burn
back.
them, put them to ash, put them in a smoothie, and drink it. And they said, can't do that. You can
pants
only have to have it with water.
What
and I
material?
said, same thing.
Chinos or
whatever
stuff?
you
Whatever
like.
you pick.
Whatever you like.
And some
And I said,
fucking
make it out of
lunatic there,
pasta.
some
Linen.
fucking
Yeah,
lunatic chose jeans. Like that's gonna be okay.
I like jeans. I think they're comfortable.
I bet they feel good inside as well. What happened?
I just pulled that out.
Been there. If I had $1, you know.
If I had a photo of every time
Was oh no. Oh no. No, oh no.
So you guys were both steadfast about the butter.
And sober, so that made it
No, I
hard.
chose the pants in the end.
A nice sober discussion of eating.
I chose the pants in the end because it's very clear that if I just burn them and put them into ash, it'll be fine.
They said no.
I don't care.
That's
I'm doing it.
I
In this
don't care.
hypothetical, you're disobeying the hypothetical.
I don't care.
yeah, but the hypothetical kept changing.
It was dumb. It was
And
supposed to be.
It was
like-
only changing to get us to eating the pants.
Yeah, it was the
They
pants.
did
No,
everything
it was
in their
getting.
power.
Sorry, I made a mistake. That was my phone. It was. They wanted to. They wanted us to eat the butter because they were all team butter, and we were all like, obviously the pants. That's much easier. But first it was over a year, and then it was over.
I was adamantly butter from the
day.
get-go because they said butter a day, pants a day. And I was like, this is like, would you
They're
rather eat a
so-
jelly bean or get hit with a car?
Yeah,
Didn't make any goddamn
it was
sense.
so annoying. Anyway, we're not going deep into that rabbit hole because that was before the penis talk on the last podcast. That's what a lot of it was.
Feels like I missed a lot.
Me and
Here's
Ben,
the thing. Would you rather wear pants for one day or wear a thing of butter for the rest of your life?
I would rather wear pants for one day.
and then we can't wear them ever again.
Whoa, yeah.
Well, I'm team butter, so
You would be.
Really?
Oh, butter.
I
legs.
Goalposts
reckon
are-
you'd look good in butter, Ben.
they're baby pants
Butter
for
Ben.
a baby,
Bada bing, bada boom.
Oh, okay, well
and they're
then.
your only pair.
It's so you wear that one. You can only have one pants for the rest of your life, and they're built for a baby.
Yeah.
Or I get butter
They're built
pants.
for a baby.
How the fuck am I going to fit into baby pants?
Engage
That's up to
little
you, man.
legs.
I'm not going to move the goalpost like that.
Well, I can't wear baby pants.
Well, then butter legs
Stop
it is.
saying that about yourself every time.
You don't want to see that. I don't even think my butt would fit into a pair of baby pants.
I don't think they would either. I think we're gonna have to go the butter. What kind of butter is it?
I was hanging out with a kid yesterday,
Western
and
style.
they
Western
were
style,
swimming
right?
in the pool at home, and I said I was trying to ask them questions about school because they're the first week of school last week. I was trying to ask questions and they weren't answering, so that's fine. I'm going to put your dress on, right? That's it. I'm putting your dress on, and I put their dress over my head, and where their body was supposed
is
to
at your
be,
house,
my
right?
neck was in it.
You didn't like hop the fence.
No,
I know it was just when you were like, I was hanging out with a kid the other day.
no, they came over to my house for a swim. We had a play
Did
date.
you invite them?
Yeah.
So the dress wouldn't get over your head.
No, it was just crazy how much bigger I am than a kid.
Yeah, it's mind blowing.
My neck is the size of their torso.
But you were once that size, and you could have fit into a child's pants.
How fucked
And
would
even
it be?
then, you didn't take the opportunity
How
to.
fucked would it be if like
with some
kids were like dogs? You know, like a dog puppy is just so heavy because it's like, oh god, all that dog's like in there already.
No.
No,
know
I've
what I
never
mean?
picked up a puppy and been like, that's heavy. It's always
Yes. Oh man.
What
You
kind
ever
of
picked up
puppies
an
you
acorn and
picking
be like, my God, this is a whole oak tree. This is fucking heavy in this.
No, but like
It's not a
like,
dying
puppy does-
star.
Like a Rottweiler puppy has got big fucking feet and it's heavy. It's gonna be a big
Yes,
dog.
like, but
It's not as
I'm
heavy
not
as
shocked.
the dog that it's going to be, though.
no shit, Sherlock.
Okay, I just
I'm
had to
not
check
shocked.
that.
And also, kids are heavy. Like you pick up a baby and you're like, I'm surprised how dense you are.
Yeah,
They
because
are hard to
that's
throw. Harder to throw than you'll think.
Harder to get away with throwing. You throw a dog, no one.
I can get it easy. I just say I didn't do that.
And they go, oh,
I say
guess.
what you do is you get ahead of the thing. You know, someone threw your baby.
so dark.
it's a baby lying on the ground like this. And Ben's like, I didn't do it. And they're like, oh shit, okay.
If they can point out that I did it, I'll confess.
Because of course they won't be able to.
because of the threats.
Because of the implications.
Because of the implications.
We had a real switcheroo in roles at the after party, Ben and I, because Ben wasn't drinking like a bitch.
Wow.
And I was drinking like things aren't going so well. And, and I was like forcing it on him, like really.
And why is that a change of roles?
Because he's usually the one that's like, drink.
Yeah, you do love a drink.
And you love making other people drink.
When are we going to
People
drink?
come over to drink and they're like, well, I fed my dog a bunch of chocolate, so I got to go in 20
Fuck
minutes.
this shit again.
You came over for a New Year's party and left because you let your dog eat chocolate.
Fed her chocolate.
It wasn't a New Year's
Made
party.
her.
I also didn't want to be there. I just needed an excuse to get out.
Why?
Well,
Why
go
didn't you
there
want to
in
be
the first
there?
place.
Because I wanted to come and say hello, but I didn't want to drink. I wanted to go home.
That's fair
And I
enough.
knew that I'd get the pressure applied. I'm just not quite as good at dodging the pressure as you apparently were.
So
So
when
he
are we gonna,
poisoned his dog.
When are we going to drink? The three of us.
Well, we can't drink ourselves.
What do you mean?
You somehow blinked at the same time and then eyes opened separately. That was very odd. How are you doing that?
Skill.
Anyway, this is the
Anyway,
worst podcast
when
I've ever been involved in.
Well, I want to go back to
I
that.
heard about the last one.
Was that
Oh.
the one we did today was pretty fun.
You should show Ben the penis.
I don't want.
No, I'm absolutely
that's
not. No,
fine,
no,
that's
I don't
fine.
want.
You can keep that one.
One was enough.
That one can just be a nice special thing between the two of you.
Was my booze pushing
If you light one nicely, I might look at it. But
anyone? Was the booze pushing annoying?
it was funny.
Okay,
funny,
good.
funny guy.
Yeah. All right.
You were just trying desperately to get him to drink.
Well, because he said he wouldn't, and then he had one, and I was like, now we're good. Once
Left
he's
off,
had
baby.
one, but I couldn't. I gave him a second, and he drank that, and then I think I tried to get the third on him.
Here's the thing: is that it was charming because it was funny, and you had recognized at the start, you're like, we swapped roles. What's going on? So it wasn't. It was just fun. And then also, I'm not a fucking sook, so I don't care.
Do you care when he's trying to get you to drink and you're sober?
Yeah.
So,
you get all upset.
don't say that. Oh, I don't want to drink. No.
Really?
No, I'm not like that. He's being hyperbolic. He's being
Pretty fucking
hyperbolic.
close. I think that was a bang on impression.
You want to hear a bang on impression?
Oh.
This is me, a goth, everyone.
Yeah, this is not good. We also spoke about this last time.
Did you? How quickly into the podcast did he bring it up?
Pretty quick. And he was like, Ben reckons it's my best impression.
It is probably his best impressions, but his other impressions are fucking dog shit. So.
Whatever.
If we didn't know Mia Goth was in the room, she sounds like she's scary
Have you seen her
looking.
talk on a panel though?
I saw he showed me videos of her because I didn't know who she was.
Do you have another quote though? Because this is the exact
That's it.
quote.
Because that's the only one that gets me is she says correct, and that makes me find the voice.
The director, if you full autonomy of the character.
It's gotten worse.
Yeah, it's definitely
To be fair,
gone
the
down.
voice note you sent me was much better than whatever that was.
This is what I've got.
I'm making him at night. I'm making him at night.
I'm not making them at night.
Hey, Aidan.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you about it after.
No, go on. We need something to talk about.
Okay, have you seen the Sam Hyde reality show?
No.
Oh my god, it's so upsetting.
It is fucking full on.
If it's cringy, there's no chance I can watch
it's
it.
It is.
monstrous.
It is.
What do you mean?
It goes. It's that fine line between cringe and genuinely uncomfortable. Like, oh my god, I can't believe they're getting away with this.
Sam Hyde pushes it. He always pushes the boundary.
Way too much.
Some sketches you're like, oh, but you have a little chuckle.
So imagine the Sam Hyde that you know and not love, but you know,
Nope.
you know, and he's like an eclipse. You can't help but look
It's very
directly
difficult
at
to
him
look
for the
away from,
duration
yeah.
of anything he's doing,
this one made me
and it damages you for doing it.
the iDubbbz documentary from him and from iDubbbz, both of those. I mean, iDubbbz has gone a bit down in my mind, but it also didn't make him look great. And that was a point where I was like, I think Sam Hyde might actually be like a bad person, not just like an edgelord. And this reality show is something else. I'm like, Sam Hyde is kind of a monster.
You can't be an edgelord like that and be a great guy.
I think you could. I think you can like push if you genuinely are like doing the thing where you're like, these jokes are funny because they're horrible. But if you actually got to know me as a person, here's some, I don't know, philanthropy or whatever other bullshit people do.
And there's a point behind pushing the envelope. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you get some edgy comedians out there who will say shit, and it's like there is an interesting point behind it. Like Chappelle does a lot of that stuff. Some of it, whatever. But
If you're just terrorizing random people on the street,
or in a house that you've built.
Yeah. So the whole idea of the show is it's like a Big Brother kind of thing that
and he's hired real people for.
he's streamed 24 hours a day, but he like screened people from thousands of applications and has clearly picked people who are on the spectrum, unhinged. One of them was was a pedophile. I don't know if he'd done anything, but he actively had written books about how to court young boys and that sort of stuff.
Jesus.
Did you not watch the whole thing?
Like I said, I only watched some like the highlight clips from that guy. Who's,
well, season 1 it was the Asian guy with the long hair, right?
I haven't seen anything from season 1. I just saw.
It's got multiple seasons of it.
Apparently,
yeah. And it's rough to watch.
Yeah, no shit.
Especially when people in the chat are like, I don't know what his name is. So it's Aaron. Like, Aaron, tell them about your, like, they would donate to have messages sent through to the house.
So it's a Twitch
It's a stream
show
thing.
Yeah, it's live streamed.
And he was also like, he's flirting and courting this other guy who is super unhinged, like heavy religious Catholic, is reading Bible verses, is unhinged, angry, has clear anger issues, and he's courting that guy, and they are like, he's like, I don't like gay people, and then he's getting really intimate with this pedophile guy, and you're like, oh, you might have some
serious
homosexual things inside you that you're struggling with, and blah blah blah, and then it gets revealed that that guy's a pedo, and Sam Hyde's like, you got to get out of the house because we've read your shit, and you're a bad guy, and kicks him out.
The Christian guy?
No, kicks out the guy who wrote the book about courting boys.
Yep.
And then that guy just gets fully unhinged because he's lost his friend who's also a pedo, and
that's crazy.
I didn't finish the season. I got up to like episode 6.
You hear about the experiments in the 60s, like the MK Ultra stuff, and like that uni experiment where they made these people the guards and these people and it's just like, oh, human nature's not great sometimes.
Nope.
It's a real window into like, you almost you shouldn't be able to get away with this, but it's like, it's weird that it's there. It is
illegal, I guess.
They're doing it for money and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's like your standard reality show type stuff. But you do kind of think like, it does make sense that this is kind of the end times for Western civilization.
Yep.
AI is just going to come and blow us all up soon.
Yeah.
That's really, really upsetting.
Yeah. And it started kind of like light and funny. Like the first episode, you're like, oh, these are just interesting people having interesting conversations, and it's like you're like a fly on the wall watching people communicate, and then I think Sam Hyde like pokes and prods and does things. That's what it gets.
That doesn't seem like his style.
No.
Yeah.
And what I didn't get up to because I stopped. I really didn't. At one point, I was like, I don't like this anymore. This is hard to watch. It's not the thing where I can't look away. I can quite actively turn it off. But what was the thing you said about him shaving the girl's head?
Oh my God.
Because I know she's the one. I know who the one who eventually got shaved is because I got to know her in the first 4 or 5 episodes.
I can't remember what happened, and it was just on these highlight things, but like he ended up cutting her hair.
Sam Hyde ends up doing that?
Yeah.
Just goes into
in
the house.
Starts cutting her hair. She doesn't want him to.
What?
Yeah. It's fucking bananas. Like,
and he's being Sam Hyde, or is he being a character?
he plays he's always wearing a yellow suit. Is he doing that in the first season?
Yeah, he's pretending.
He plays some character, but everyone knows.
So the seasons are the same people?
No, they get new people.
Oh my
New
God.
contestants like Big Brother season 1, season 2.
Yeah, okay.
I can't remember why he did it.
That
or anything,
is
but there's
so
some
uncomfortable.
motivation. He just went in and started cutting her hair, and she
That's
did
fucked
not
up.
love it.
Yeah. And they did this one where in one of the early episodes where they're like, all right, here's the challenge for today. You win $10,000. It's called lockdown, and they all just go into one room and you stay in. Whoever can stay in there the longest in that one room. And like one of the girls ends up just pissing in a bowl in the cupboard. She's like, I need to pee, and they're like, go pee in this bowl. It's just like
For $1,000.
10,000, I think it was.
Okay.
So they stay in that room.
What's the grand prize?
I actually don't know because I never got that far.
Humiliation, I think.
Yeah.
These people must be so desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then some of them go and work for Sam Hyde afterwards. Like I think 2 of them now work for him, and
Oh yeah.
I don't know what they're.
Yeah, it's odd. I mean,
There's some real. You've just got like for every time you think that you've met somebody that's at rock bottom, there is a lower level.
It is very,
know
like
what I mean?
Big Brother, like they'll come in and they'll be like, this is Rob. He's a teacher in Australia's West. He
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And it says like Rob, teacher, 34. And then they go, this is Kathy. She's a secretary at blah, blah, blah. And so these were all like Criselda, content creator, 38.
Oy.
Zimbazabi, just odd names they'd made up themselves.
I think they're all trying to get
Content
some
creator, 21.
But then I don't understand his audience because he's like it's just edgelords, just like
I
edgelords trying to
never
compete against each other.
understood
And
edgelords.
so
I never
no one in there is
understood
going to
it.
like any of them genuinely. You're just going in there and they're just going to do whatever they can to fuck with your life.
I've never ever understood where edgelords are the humor in edgelording. I don't get it.
I think there was a patch of time when, like, when I was like, oh, it's funny when it first started, when it was the first people like just pushing against the norm.
But
You're
I
like, oh,
still-
that's kind of funny. And then it gets like, there's someone does a bit about Ari. It's like Ari's an edgelord, which is a cool thing to be when you're 38 years old. And I was like, that's a really good
Ari
joke.
Shafir.
That was Shane Gillis's roast of Ari.
I don't like Ari Shafir.
Yeah.
But I just like edgelords to me are just saying bad shit and then going, no. I was joking.
Because I think
They're like, were you? I'm not. I was like, it's just not fun. I'm not find it funny.
edgelords hijacked the edgelord a comedy thing
Yeah.
that I don't know enough about it.
Now it's just any dickhead on the internet can just hide behind the fact that they were being an edgelord.
Yeah, because it's not clever.
It isn't
It's
clever.
not clever or
It's-
funny anymore. But I think at one point it was.
Edgelord's an insult though. Like it's not you don't want to be an edgelord. It's a derogatory thing. Like you're a fucking edgelord. It's not like
Gotta take that off my LinkedIn now. Content creator / edgelord.
What do they want to be called? Comedian.
I don't know. I
That
don't
was
think
very
they.
funny. I liked that. That was good.
I don't know, but it's like it's a derogatory thing. So it's not like I don't buy into that because no one does. It's like it's an insult to be called that.
But it's but now it's like a genre
You reckon we could do a stream where we all stay in one room,
for as long as we can.
just put a
for like 12 hours. We'll call it G-Stream.
No, I mean like just a blank room. We just sit in there with nothing to entertain us. Just have mics and a couple cameras
And one of your dick pics.
and just one.
I
dick pic in
mean,
the room.
yeah. It
I
would,
wouldn't force you guys into that. I was just like, but I'm thinking more like, how long can we stay? I just don't think we can facilitate a patch in time where you guys are willing to give. Like
Are you
if
gonna do
there,
text to speech
if there
as
was
well?
no work, no like nothing happening,
No work,
how
no play?
long do you reckon you could stay in? Let's say my bedroom with nothing in there. Like
it's
that
too
small
hot in
of a
there.
space.
It's way too hot in there.
Well, I mean, like
Climate
a
control.
couple amenity things. Like I'm not going to make us piss in a bowl in a cupboard. You can go to the bathroom and
Point
come
then.
straight back.
I'm
Or
only
you have to
doing
go
it
to the
if I can piss in
bathroom
bowl.
with blindfold on.
Just piss wherever.
And you just feel it. You're an adult. Sit down.
Feel it.
Just feel the toilet.
how long do I think I could sit in a room with the two of you?
The three of us in a room. You can leave to piss with a blindfold. Feel the toilet.
I reckon I'd last the longest.
Someone will bring us in
No,
food.
really?
I
How come?
really think you'd be gone first.
What?
I
No.
can't do this anymore.
No.
Ben, your breathing is so loud.
No. I could last that.
I think he would last the longest for sure. Without
No,
a,
he'd get bored and leave.
without a doubt in my mind, the idea of the challenge would keep his mind active.
I was actually thinking before you both said your last things. I was like, if it's a competition, I'll be in there the longest. If I don't know when you guys leave, I'll be out in 4 minutes.
What if we had to be blindfolded so you didn't know if each other were there? Like, you're not allowed to talk? Is that the thing? Or
Well,
like
that's
we're
a
allowed to
whole
talk?
other fucking. That's insanity.
Because I think entertaining me would be very easy because I would just rev the two of you up.
Yeah.
So we should do it, is what you're saying.
I don't think. I honestly, I feel like it's mentally a bad idea.
I think
like
it'll
it
ruin
could,
our
it could
friendship.
actually affect our brains.
It'll ruin our friendship, I think, is what it will do.
I don't know.
Yeah, because absolutely. Because everything would come out. You just, all of a sudden, then we're just talking. We go, all I can do is talk. Let's fucking bring this shit
It could
up.
bring us closer as people. You know, it could go both
Physically.
ways. Everyone gets a pillow and a blanket. Everyone gets a blindfold for pee-pee.
Aiden, I
And
think
poo-poo.
if we really put our minds to it, we can get this pillow off him. Then we'll have a pillow and a half each.
Or like whoever drops out first, then we're like, who gets the pillow, who gets the blanket? And then it becomes like Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
Just three of us.
And then whoever is in there last gets whatever the donations are.
What if? That's a funny one. That's a good. Or like, we'll be like, we can't go longer than 48 hours for health, and whoever makes it 48, we split it or whatever. Like,
You guys don't reckon you'll make 48?
I think I'd make 48
If we've got food and we can shit and piss.
easy. 48 to be hanging out in a room for 2 days, but I'm talking nothing.
You reckon you could sleep and trust him to sleep next to him?
I think we have our phones.
Just give me the blanket and the pillow and there won't be an issue.
We have our phones and chargers.
No, I think that we got to have something with our phones.
What?
No, because something.
That's easy. I'll do it in a week.
No, hold on. Hear me out. I
Easy
mean, in the
week.
way that, like, if there's an emergency call or something, we can take it, but we can't touch our phone.
We have Sienna sitting outside with the 3 phones.
yeah, or something like that, where we're not cut off.
Poor
to
old
the
Sienna's just stuck with our phones for 48 hours.
That's what I'm worried about. That's why I was like, let's keep it in the room, but don't touch it. I just mean, like, because you can't stop the world from spinning. Like, they might get an emergency call.
the world doesn't spin.
But let's imagine, like, for all intents and purposes, we don't have our phones. We have pillows and blankets. We're in there for fucking. We can't shower is another thing. You pee pee poo poo.
You're out. You're out day one.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be able to sleep.
I can't sleep without coming, so
itchy.
you guys will have to just block your ears.
And
for a
also,
while.
we're streaming it, so sometime you're going to get uncomfortable.
Okay.
I don't
What do
know.
you mean you're going to get uncomfortable?
I don't know, because you're sleeping and people are watching you sleep.
Oh, yeah. I don't want people to see me sleep.
Yeah, I think so. That's why I'm like, are you
Well,
going to
turn
make
the light
it
off.
48 hours?
Turn the light off.
Night vision, baby.
Ew.
Nah, no night vision. We'd have to do something for people to be able to see us
You have to
in the
you
dark.
just- I mean, we get sleep masks.
That's a good idea. And we just sleep with the light on. That'd be crazy.
I don't want to have my sleeping body on the internet.
Yeah, well, then you're making it to 48 hours of no sleep,
Or I'll get your Twitch stream cancelled because I'll get naked. That's what I'll do because I don't sleep with clothes on.
let's just keep this in. Let's put this out to the audience.
Okay.
I don't want to put this out to the audience.
So if-
of course I'm going to be out first. I thought I was confident until you said, "Oh, I could easily make it 2 days." And
Would
I
you
went,
do it if it's
What?
If it's like
You thought it'd be 4 hours.
I thought it was like 12 hours. I could go 12 hours.
We're going to be stuck in a room between meals.
yeah.
Would you do it if it's the donation thing where like you get?
Oh,
the-
because that's so unpredictable, man. If it's 48 hours and somebody's donated $30, that's fucking
yeah, but like
abysmal.
as we go on, the donations get shouted to us.
Yeah, but what?
We're going to have voice to text as well.
So
So,
you
people
start-
can
you
pump in
start-
messages.
you start thinking
there's
it's-
no way to guarantee I'm going to make any money.
Yeah, but then you get 6 hours and you're like, I don't think it's happening. You leave.
6 hours of my life is valuable.
To who?
Me
That's fair.
Anyway, it was like
and to my employer.
Not if you're not there, if you're on leave.
Oh, yeah.
here's the thing: if you don't want to do it,
I know that
we'll
there's
just
a time
split
during the year that I could do it.
yeah.
No. Okay.
Honestly, I think I'd go out first. Like I'm
Can
just
we go to a place that's got carpet?
yeah, I think we could hang out on carpet.
Okay.
Although the hardwood might
Let's
be
do
even
it in an escape room. We just never solve any of the clues.
It's like, guys, are you sure you don't need assistance? No, we're fine. Thanks.
Do we get mattresses or
No.
like cots, like just like
What did they have in
Military
Sam
cots.
Heights?
Like-
what did they have in Sam Heights?
they had
then?
bedrooms and beds and shit.
a full
They lived
house.
in a house, like they had
No,
kitchen.
no. When
house.
they were stuck in the room,
There was a bed in there, and then they flipped it upside down when they had a mental breakdown.
they all flipped it upside down.
Yeah, like flipped it upside down. Sat
How
on
long were they in there?
80 hours, I think. They made it pretty far.
80 hours.
Yeah, they were in there for a while.
That's long. That's a long
80 hours. That's almost 4 days. 80 hours.
I think so.
I'm not going to make it to 8.
Well, I think we'd put a cap on it. We'd be like, because at some
only
point,
3 days
at
and
some point, it's
one work
unhealthy
day.
for your brain.
That's a long time, Benj.
And all we have to do to get the donations split is make it to that. I'd be looking at that goal line and be like, I can, yeah. What do you reckon would be the goal line? If we had to put it, instead of like a just till whenever, because obviously we can't do that because who knows who's going to stay in there and have a mental breakdown and get.
I'm genuinely worried about I think the two of you will kill each other.
Yeah, and guess what? You'll have to fucking.
But one of
I-
us will get all the money.
I really, really
That
think
$30.
that idea is bad for your friendship.
You think he and I would kill each other?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because you want to do it all the time anyway.
I think we'd team
No,
up
we
and
don't. I don't
kill
think we
you.
do. Do you want me to get that?
Yeah. Who's that?
It's my mum. Oh wait, she's gonna say anything fucking weird?
Probably.
We're not live.
Good point.
No, I'm not answering that.
Okay.
Mum! Yeah, I think it's bad for your friendship. I think it's bad for our friendship. I think it's bad for everybody's friendship. And I also think it's bad for your mental health.
Yeah, but you know what?
For the
You really
possibility.
think it's me and him? I feel like you, maybe 3 hours in, would be like, Ben, you know what your problem is? And I've wanted to say this to you for a long time.
Yeah,
I don't know why you
absolutely.
become
That won't
Martin
be-
Short.
that- that won't
you know
be-
what your problem is?
Yeah, I think that would happen, but not at hour 8. Maybe hour 12.
But you think before hour 12?
You guys argue a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you wrestle.
Yeah, but the wrestling's the fun part.
Yeah, but you're bored and you're wrestling. Yeah. Oh, God, you're going to be bored and wrestling and the whole room's going to get all hazy and smelly.
He won't because he knows he can't shower.
Yeah. I'm going to stand completely still.
You're just going to
in the middle of
stand.
the room.
What would you wear? What shoes? I'd be in runners.
Shoes would you wear?
I think I might.
I'd be in
Our
these runners.
concerns are so disparate. I can't believe it. Like,
Why?
can we go somewhere with carpet? What shoes will you wear?
Well, because I don't want to be uncomfortable.
I probably wouldn't wear shoes.
Are we saying button-ups? We saying button-ups?
Well, what are your concerns?
Oh, I don't know.
It would be funny if we all
I get a
start.
sleep mask.
If we all start in like our best suit.
We all start wearing each other's clothes.
And then we see how that like by the end of it, it'll be like suit jackets and ties. Like it would be funny to get the photo of us all.
the annual
done
James
up
Bond
nice.
lock-in. Just shoving tuxedos.
First thing I do when I walk in the room is take
And the
those
whole
shoes
time
off.
we're in there, the dun-it-bong, dun-it-bong,
given
That's
the
like
stream.
fucking Guantanamo.
Given the stream control of sounds as well.
No, that's Guantanamo Bay. That's
Yeah.
literally
the
Guantanamo
first
Bay.
hour will be like, yeah, I'm James Bond. Yeah, martini shaken, not stirred. Then even 1 hour in, be like, fuck, the trumpets are so loud in this fucking song.
Ben, your shirt is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Your armpits.
Lift
It's
them
an
up.
old shirt.
Lift up your armpits.
I want that to be the end of the podcast so bad, but it's just a visual gag.
Theater of the mind.
Hey, it's GMat here from The Real GMat, and don't forget that if you enjoyed this episode of the GMat podcast and you want to hear more, we also have the podcast post show, which is available exclusively to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/GMat podcasts. The podcast post show is a shorter episode recorded directly after the regular podcast where we wrap up the episode and talk about the things we didn't have time to talk about. Don't forget to rate this podcast on your podcast app of choice and share it with all of your friends.